Finally ran out of space in this garage. I'm surprised I could fit both of these things in here. I'm gonna have to get another garage, which will be like garage number 4 to store all the stuff. But today we're finally working on this Carolina skiff. So I'm gonna get this Ginu out of here, put it in a spot over there. And then it looks like the first thing that we need to do is throw on a trailer jack, because this boat is super heavy and it needs one. This boat's sweet too. I'm excited to finally get to work on it. How about that? Self-parking. This boat's super light though, so it is what it is. The other one, for some reason, is not so light, so I gotta for sure put a jack on it, which I have right here. I just went and did my last haul for everything that I need for this bad boy. So got a cooler for it. I'm gonna put a jack on it. I got this spike for it yesterday on Marketplace. We got a couple boxes of EVA foam, but then we have to make some decisions of what trolling motor we want up front and what motor we want in the back. Off of first glance, I think I'm gonna put the 20 on the J14 and I'm gonna put the 25 on the Gi. And then I'm gonna put this Minn Kota Co-Pilot on the front of here, and something like that. We'll figure it out as we go. The last thing that I really need to get is mounting hardware for the outboard, because I don't like just the little twist knobs. I'm gonna drill it into this plate. But yeah, ready to get moving and grooving. Also, just picked up this starting battery as well. Forgot to say that. And I got a deep cycle battery the other day on Marketplace, right here, 40 bucks. Still holds a good charge, so that's good news. No heat strokes this summer. I got the fan going, and I just got this new water tank with cold water, so I'm chugging. I just put the wheel on, I just put the handle on. I'm about to put the brackets onto the side of the frame, and every bolt is a different size, so I have to switch sockets every time I touch a bolt. Just installed the jack. Trust me, I wanted it to be resting on these bolts, but how it was set up, if I had it resting on the bolts, the jack would be lopsided, so it is what it is. I can finally drop this sketchy jack and get to work on the rest. I know it's such a small, stupid thing, but I've been moving this trailer around without the jack for like a month now, and that was very satisfying. Oh. After further thought, I'm gonna take off this transom mount on the Gi, and I'm gonna put the Co-Pilot on this one, and I'm gonna put the Haswing on this one, so I can have the kind of like black and white look on that one. I know it doesn't seem like much, but just being able to have motors and skiffs to work on all the time has been a dream of mine for a long time. So being able to live this has been very, very sweet. I have everything cleared out now. Now it's just a matter of cleaning it up, getting it ready to put some foam down. Damn it. I got 2 rolls of this stuff, one for the deck and one for, I guess, the back. Just because that's all, this is the biggest that Amazon had in this color right now. I usually like to get a full strip for the whole entire bottom, but they didn't have it. So I'm just gonna roll out some of this, I guess in like sections, try and cover as much ground as I can. Somebody commented and said, roll it out and leave it in the sun, and it'll be a little more easier to deal with. So I'm gonna do one roll like that, and the other roll with my method, just bending it backwards. and I'll let you know which one works better. It's definitely scorching outside, so it's a good day to leave something out in the sun, but I'll let you know. This is the method I was referring to. Just roll it the opposite direction so you don't have to wait for it to fold out flat. You kind of manhandle it this way. You can just get to work immediately, and it stays like nice and stiff in the opposite direction. Absolutely the perfect size for the front deck. Make easy work out of that. Front deck is done. I literally cut corners, so it's not perfect. This was like tucked under the rub rail, so I thought the edge was like back here. Messed up. Whatever, man. It'll kind of look disguised when we have the trolling motor mount up front, so not too worried about that. I'm gonna get started on the back. This has been sitting in the sun for a while, and it looks like I'm still gonna have to fold it out backwards. So, I mean, I could maybe leave it for another hour, but it's time for me to work. So this poses a interesting question for sure. Do I just lay it down as is down the middle and kind of have a lot of space covered, or do I just block off this back area? It looks like I would have space to hit 2 panels and then just leave all of this bare. I might do that. A couple extra scrap pieces that I might try and find to put somewhere. Finished up the sea deck inside and out. Outside, I mean the deck, but I think it looks pretty sick. I find that rounding off all the edges make it look like you didn't run out of mat. It's like it's supposed to be there. I think it looks pretty proper for what it is. Obviously, this isn't a straight line down the side, but I think it's pretty seamless. Seam is right here, but I think it looks pretty good. This is just for aesthetics, really. It'll probably never get touched unless I decide to lodge a deep cycle up here. But yeah, sea deck is done. Now it's on to the next. I love going out and buying coolers for my builds. This Yeti 45, brand new, with the tag still on it. Got it on Marketplace for 150 bucks because the guy won it in a contest and didn't need it otherwise. Perfect seats for skiffs like this, and super versatile because whenever you get to fishing, you can take it, put it up on the deck, and you can start sight casting a little better. But for now, her home is back here. I think it works out perfect. I can fit the starting battery back here, put the gas tank over there, good to go. Put a little piece of scrap right there so it doesn't just constantly vibrate and rub through the floor. Just curious, which side do y'all usually put your trolling motors on? I usually put mine on the right side. I've been leaning more towards the left in theory, just from weight distribution, because I sit on the right side, so I need as much weight on the left side. I don't know. I'm about to put it on the right side though. Full disclosure, I just think this side is a little uglier. It needs to be covered up a little bit more. If you're not familiar with the Haswings, to my knowledge, they're pretty new on the market. I've been doing a lot of research on them. This popped up on Marketplace as a deal that I just couldn't pass up when I was looking for a trolling motor for this particular skiff. I don't know what it is about me. These are white skiffs and I like the contrast between black and white. That's why I usually go with the like black and white camo as well. I know black usually means freshwater. I'm not 100% sure if this is freshwater or saltwater, but it doesn't matter to me. I always wash down my trolling motors after getting off the water anyway. But I got it more specifically to test it out. I've been using Minn Kota Riptides, Co-Pilots, iPilots, Tarovas, Maxims all for years, and I've never really dabbled into another trolling motor, so I figured I might get it just to see what it's all about. A couple scraps up here because I'm literally always walking the plank when I'm trailering the boat, putting it on, off, whatever. I always walk down this thing and keep the piggies not scorching hot. When you're in this shop, if you see water, you drink water. It doesn't matter if you're thirsty or not. If you walk past some water and you don't drink it, party foul. Gotta stay as hydrated as possible out here. Now I just have to put the puck on the deck somewhere. Gotta make sure there's clearance up here for it to drop. And then I usually put 2 through right here. And then if I can reach my little armies up here, put 2 more in the back. Look who came to visit. So sweet. About to start drilling into fiberglass, so if you have any little babies at home like we do, time to put the gloves on. I've made mistakes in the past of mounting it too far back and not realizing the mistake until I got out on the water and I went to drop with the trolling motor and it hit the rub rail and it was like this in the water. So now I need to make the decision if I put 4 bolts right here or if I put 2 here and 2 here. I don't necessarily want visible bolts, but it definitely would make my life a lot easier to just bolt through right here rather than 4 underneath with like my arm hanging out. Mounting the screws up front is the easy part. Mounting the screws under here is the more annoying part. This one's definitely a lot easier than some other skiffs that I've worked on, because I can actually kind of reach. I don't have to like go through compartments or anything, but still this is the more annoying part, so I definitely vouch for putting 2 through the front lip just to make my life a little easier and to keep the bolts spread out, keep from flexing, I guess, more of a wide base. Okay, I got these 2 underneath bolted, these 2 bolted. She ain't going nowhere. Now for the satisfying part of putting her on there. Trolling motor mounted up nicely, looking sick. 2 things that I've noticed so far is this plastic side piece sucks, and then it doesn't really lock in very well. Like this is it locked in. So I mean, I don't like things like bouncing around a whole bunch when I'm on the water, but I'm not sure if it's broken, but we'll see. Just slid this down and tightened it in place, so I mean, now it's not moving, but it's kind of inconvenient that you'll have to move it all the time. I guess if you don't mind it jiggling all the time, then it's not a big deal, but I like it to be nice and sound. So I guess I'll just have to loosen this, put it where I need it every time I put it in the water. I haven't decided if I want to mount this, but I mean, chuck it in there for now. Forgot I got a bunch of stuff at Walmart earlier today. Gotta put some cleats on there. Got some drain plugs. And then just while I was there, these are pretty sweet. They were like $7 each. I grabbed 2. But I mean, for a Walmart knife, come on. I think it has a sweet look to it. Nice tight fit. Put one on the other side as well. I mean, you have to, but I figured I would just say it. Pretty sleek. Everything's looking pretty good. Trolling motor, batteries, cooler, gas tank. I think it's time to mount that motor. I figure I just move the table over here and give it a shot.
Hydrofoil on my fucking leg.
Okay, so these clearly aren't long enough to sandwich it in there, and I don't really feel comfortable throwing like a block of wood or anything without bracing it here at least. So I'm gonna drill a couple holes and go get some hardware to bolt this thing to the jack plate, and then I'll feel safe about it. Forgot that it was a pull start, so I can put this battery back there. I guess I could return it, honestly. I don't know what I was thinking. I thought for sure that this was electric start. I also forgot to say that the trailer is just in really good condition. So that's a huge plus. I don't really got to worry about that. I might throw a coat of black paint on the wheels, but other than that, she's ready to go. I slapped the bolt in there, really just to hold it in place while I get to Home Depot so I can get some hardware. Threw the tools in the back of the truck, and I believe it's time to rock and roll. It's getting to about, sunset's creeping up. So we might as well go catch a sick one at the sandbar. I'm definitely gonna hit these with a coat of black. Never mind, they're a little too dirty, and I'll just wait till I get out of the water. Made it to Home Depot. Sketchy as all get out, but I'm gonna go inside, grab a couple bolts, and then we'll be on our way. Really racing against the clock here. I'd say about an hour until it's dark out. One thing about me though, I will haul ass to a sunset. Okay, got a couple nuts and bolts and washers, and luck would have it, found a 20 on the ground in there. We can go ahead and deduct that off the bill, eh? Probably should have put a washer on the back end, whatever. I got places to be. Losing daylight. Almost lost that. Obviously not bringing any ice or anything, so get to use the old Yeti as storage. Pretty convenient. Throw the old wallet and the keys in there whenever I'm ready. What are the odds we get a sweet ass sunset on the first ripper? Dude, she's looking clean. I like that that jack plate to be just a little bit lower, but for what it is, man, the jack plate came on it. I didn't choose to put that on there. I like the jack plate. I just think that one is just a tad too tall for this motor, but we'll see. Well, I've been sitting here for like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes trying to get this thing to pull, but it seems like there's some kind of like safety mechanism in neutral. Nothing. All I know is that the manual tilt lever is like broken off, and it's super hard to turn up and down. I also know that at the beginning it was shifting nice into reverse, neutral, and forward, and now it's like I can get forward, kind of click it into neutral, and then send it back. So I mean, there's just something going on with the linkage, so I'm gonna take it out of the water, probably miss the sunset for what it is, and tinker with it over in the parking lot. The boat's sweet though. I do want to note that some guy walked over, and he was like in a minivan, and he walked over and he asked if I needed help, and I was like, nah man, there's just something going on with the linkage, I'll figure it out. And he was like, oh well, I wouldn't be able to help, but I was just asking if you needed help. And I was just like, what the fuck? like you were gonna like call somebody or something? I don't get what the motive was here. Maybe just trying to be a nice guy and ask, but whatever. Heading back to the truck now. I'm gonna yank her out. I was gonna yank her out, but that's a odd choice. Guess I'll sit here and wait. I think in the meantime, while I wait for old Wally to hop out the way, I'll enjoy what's left of the sunset. There's no chance of getting out there now. I don't have any lights on the boat. But dang, this sucks. Raced here and everything. I can say it's not locked up because I slowly pulled the cord out earlier just to see that it wasn't locked up. When I bought it, we put it on water and it ran great. Not sure what's going on. Maybe something within, I don't know, mounting it. I messed up with some linkage. I don't know. But we're gonna sit here and enjoy the sunset. Maybe crack open a LaCroix and wait out this guy taking up the whole boat ramp. Coming from downtown. So I'll even speed it up a little bit. Let's bring it wide so we can tuck right in next to that wall. Start to curve her. Curve her a little more. How about that? Right on the money. Tell you, it's a cheat code to have that tailgate down while you're doing this. Very interesting. Now that it's out of the water, it shifts perfectly fine. But even in neutral, she doesn't want to do anything. She's like stuck right there. Just to show you it's not locked up. Working with limited tools here, I'd like to yank those plugs off, but I don't have my spark plug socket, so I mean, it's gotta be something with being in or out of neutral, huh? Putting it back on, the first time I spun it, I kind of got a pulled it back, and then it just locked in. Oh, and now all of a sudden it's not going into reverse. Took the top off one more time and just rotated and rotated and rotated and rotated like 30 revolutions. And now all of a sudden I can yank on it. So I might go drop her back in the water, see if she fires up. This is weird. At this point, whoa. At this point, my theory is no shot. She starts. Probably some oil here and there from laying on its side for so long. Kind of looks like blow by. It's clearing up though. It's idling really well. Let's pop the top. Just try to put her in reverse. Okay. Is it crazy that I'm about to send it? We're off. Figure I'd leave the truck there for a second, maybe cruise through the marina, check out some big fancy yachts, whatnot. I mean, if she gives it to us, that'd be a night. That'd be a night. Let's see if she'll give us forward. We're in forward. Hey now. This night just turned into something, huh? Hey, cruise by this yacht real quick. Honestly, it's not even a bad idea if I'm just constantly filming with the flash on. Just to have a little bit of a all-around light. I'm telling you, this puppy wants to go. Should I send it through the marina? I figure while we're cruising, we might as well talk a little bit about the build. Got a little time to kill. Oh, there's that yacht, huh? There's a yacht down here and its name is Footloose, I believe. We're gonna go check that out. And maybe a couple other big boys. But anywho, this isn't like a budget build. I kind of just do budget builds. You know, like I don't usually do high dollar builds. And this one time I'm doing like a one-off where I'm just like doing cheap stuff. Like I kind of always find good deals, but as you can see, this isn't cheap stuff. That Haswing up there, I paid $240 for it. Snagged it on like a Facebook Marketplace deal. I was the first one there within like 30 minutes from him posting it. The motor I got for $1,500. Basically, he had this on a Ginu. A 15.4. Said it was a little bit too much for him and his like young son, and his like father-in-law just got a new boat anyway, so they barely ever use the gi anymore. So also he was really hard to deal with on Facebook Marketplace, so I'm assuming that's why nobody got to this motor first. What else? This Yeti, obviously got it for a steal, $150. Insane. This gas tank I got on Marketplace for $40 with the line and everything. I had a spare connector in the garage, so I mean $40 all in on the gas tank. $18 filled it up with ethanol free gas. Let's see, the EVA foam I believe was like 100, 120. Oh, there's Footloose right there. Let's zoom in on that. Hey. How about that? I kind of wish I had a fishing pole, because down here by these dock lights, people catch pretty decent snook. Wow, big yellowfins, Freemans. This is where the sweet boats are. What else? The deep cycle battery, I don't have it on here right now. But I paid $40 for that on Facebook Marketplace. And then this boat. Let's talk about the boat, because that's honestly like the steel that put this whole thing together. So basically, I'm known to take a risk when it comes to buying boats, cars, trucks. I've taken a bunch of risks. I've gambled a bunch on, like, you know, buying a car with no title and trying to get a title. You know, it's like impossible, but I just do my best to make it happen. Or, you know, just, you know, stuff like that. But this boat particularly was in Georgia, about like right over the line. So not too long of a drive, but in Georgia nonetheless. And if you didn't know, you don't need a title to sell a boat in Georgia. All you need is the most recent registration and the ID of the current owner or the previous owner, and you can sell and buy boats. Well, a lot of people around here don't know that, I guess. So I've gotten a bunch of boats from Georgia, like, because the listing says no title. It usually scares people off, but not me. I'll go snag boats with no titles. This one in particular was in Georgia and it said no title. So I drove out there, and he had it listed for $2,000, no title. And I just really quickly got in the truck, put the wife and the baby in the truck, and just started zooming out to, I don't remember, maybe like Brunswick. I don't remember. But it was in Georgia, and we started cruising out there. And I get there, and we're talking about it, and I realize that there's Florida registration numbers on the boat. And obviously I got shook, because you do need titles for boats in Florida. Flip a U, we just kind of do circles out here. We got a dry boat though. I mean, this is sweet. Anywho, I told him, if you make it worth my while, you know, an offer I can't refuse type of deal, I'll buy the boat no title. And he was like, well, what are we thinking? I was like, $1,000, you know. At the end of the day, I can just sell it back to somebody in Georgia who doesn't need a title, worst case scenario. Well, he was like, no, I can't do 1,000. Long story short, we landed on $1,400. And I was like, dude, consider it done. I'm just gonna shoot my shot at getting a title for this boat. And so brought it home, started buying stuff, motors, trolling motors. I ordered the EVA foam. I basically had everything in the garage before I even had the title. But to be honest, I started getting kind of overwhelmed with the DMV and everything, trying to figure out how to get a title for a boat that doesn't have a title, but the owner's not deceased, and blah, blah, blah. Just a bunch of hoops that they wanted me to jump through. And I was trying, but one night I got a little overwhelmed with it all, and I was like, this is a lot of work for a $1,400 boat. Might as well just move it along to the next person, probably in Georgia, or somebody who has like a private lake. I posted on Facebook Marketplace, and I said no title, but I believe you can get a title. Yeah, I was being a little bending the truth a little bit. Because I mean, technically it is true. There is a way you can get a title. I just couldn't figure it out on this one. Maybe if I was sitting in the DMV day after day, I would run into somebody who gave me a loophole or a life hack. But I went in there a couple times, and to no avail. So I posted it no title, and I'll tell you, I had a bunch of people saying, oh, boat with no title, I'll give you $300. It's not worth anything. I'll give you $400 or $500. I probably got 100 messages of people like dogging the boat, but still offering a little bit of money. And I was telling them like, look, I'm not really marketing it to you guys. I'm more so marketing it to somebody in Georgia or somebody who doesn't need a title. Maybe somebody who just needs a like a little tender to their sailboat, whatever, dude. Throw a transom mount, trolling motor on it, and be a tender. Because I mean, obviously, it's a solid hull. I mean, this boat's sweet. And I had a vision for it the whole time, but I gave up on it a little too soon. But in the midst of all the messages of people talking shit and lowballing and whatever, I get a message that says, hey, can we buy this back from you? And I was like, what are you talking about? And the Facebook page was this company called the Lake Doctors here in Jacksonville. And I was like, buy it back? And he was like, yeah, this was our boat. I see the registration numbers. This was our boat. We use it to like irrigate ponds and lakes and whatever. And I was like, oh, yeah, you can buy it back. Obviously you wouldn't need the title. It's your boat. You have the title, or at least means of getting the title. I also was like, but also, what if I give you a hundo and you just give me the title? And he was like, I mean, we might be able to arrange that. I have to go to the DMV tomorrow anyway to pick up some other stuff. Anywho, the next day he shows up at my garage, and just the coolest guy. He was actually the owner of the company, and this isn't some like little pipsqueak company. This is like a huge company, the Lake Doctors. And the owner of the company, just recently bought the company and had to go get a bunch of titles from the DMV. He was like, dude, we got like 3,000 of these skiffs. Hello. Like, so I guess maybe you don't need this one that bad. I don't know. Like, maybe we can just do the old title transaction. But I mean, they were super cool. We sat in the garage and shoot the shit for a little bit. And he actually ended up giving me the title. I gave him a hundo. But gave me the title to the boat. So I mean, I'm in this $1,400 for the whole, $100 to him. Let's call it $1,500. Like $1,500 on the motor, $3,000. $240 on the trolling motor. You know, $40 on the deep cycle, $40 on the gas tank, $150 on the Yeti cooler. Like we made out like a bandit on this. And also, I was talking to him and I was like, you guys need somebody on a rig? Like I got a bunch of time on my hands. I wouldn't mind coming and looking at the warehouse. So I mean, I'm talking to him about that. We're in talks just to see if I can get some kind of like some boat gig going, just so I don't go crazy. Like working in the garage all the time, solo, solitary, it's good work and I have a lot of fun. It's provided for my family for quite some time. But I mean, let me get around some bros and like hop on some skiffs, you know what I'm saying? Like go like irrigate some pond and then go end up at a sandbar or something. But yeah, got out pretty lucky on that one. I just thought that was cool. Wanted to share with you guys that took a risk and randomly it paid off. Considering I bought it in Georgia and the people who owned the boat were their warehouse is like 5 minutes away from my apartment, which is just crazy. Like, what are the odds? But yeah, I'm not really doing quick math right now, but I know 3,000. Like, I'm pretty sure we're under 3,500 for this whole skiff, which is sweet. She wants to go so bad. Maybe I give her just a little. All right, let me chill. But man, she wants to go. She's got some giddy up. Yeah, enough chatting, enough yapping. I'll see you back at the ramp. Throw her on the trailer. Dang, like a kitten. loose is pretty sweet. I mean, look at the tender. Like, buddy, what is that, like an Intrepid or something? Can't see for the life of me. Whaler. Insane. Boy, would I like to sit on the back of that and drink a Powerade Zero. Usually live music over here at Mavi, but the real food is over here at Dockside. That's where you get the good, like almost like seafood, fast food, like a Captain D's, Long John Silver's type of vibe, but with like a more fancy setting on the water. Pull up with the boat. Like, what more could you ask for? You know, sometimes I don't like to go sit at a fancy restaurant, like sunburn off the water. Dang, I need to stop yapping and just go back to the ramp. Dude, idling in neutral, so good. The tide came in a bit. Trailer is now underwater completely. Also, I don't know if you realize that I didn't wire up the trolling motor or put the battery in here. It's because I'm gonna do all of that in the next video. Wire it up, put the battery in there, find a home for it, and go put the Haswing to the test. I think that'll be a fun video. I might even mount the Minn Kota Co-Pilot up there because it's really, those are the competitors, and I might go out fishing and like put them both to the test, like a little 1v1. Yeah, let me get this on the trailer somehow. I should have just driven it on there, but I mean, whatever. Just killed the motor. I figured before we call it a night, turn it off, turn it back on. Obviously it's warm, but see if she fires back up, hopefully. Look at that. How you doing? Also made it on the trailer, so we're all good. Alrighty, that was fun. I like that there was a little adversity. We had to fix something on the fly. Never mind something like that. Dang, this is such a sweet setup. I don't mind this at all. I might keep this as the daily skiff, especially when I take it out fishing and really get to see what this thing is made of. I mean, the 20 felt like it wanted to go. I know we didn't get to open it up, and I know she was acting a little bit weird, but I mean, look at her now. Look at her now. Like, runs like a top. I don't know what it was at the beginning, but I fixed it. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I did. I just popped everything off the top and turned the engine quite a bit. Might as well close the vent so we don't forget. I could take the drain plugs out, but there ain't no water in here, so there's no reason. Might as well leave them in. I'm gonna take this home and shine it up. Tomorrow morning, paint the wheels black, throw some like tire shine all over this motor to make it look really good. I usually do that. Strap the Yeti down this time and put the Haswing remote in the cooler so we don't lose it. But yeah, had a lot of fun with this one. All done in a day. I know we didn't do anything too crazy, but we got it done in just a couple hours. So I mean, I could look at this skiff all day. But if you made it to the end of the video, you're a legend. I'd like to share LaCroix with you one day. Yeah, we're gonna cruise home, go spend some time with the family, wash it down, rinse it out, blah blah blah. You know the deal. Yeah, not much else to it. I will see you in the next one, which is gonna be the Keenan. That's gonna be another one-day build because we got everything for it. Might have to hit Home Depot, Might have to do some repairs on the fly, whatever. But it's gonna be a one-day build and we're gonna get on the water. I'll probably post another video. Oh, with the Haswing video, seeing what that's made of. Make that like a whole sandbar video. But yeah, anywho, appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.